stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Should be my last live on restriction. And I also forgot that 11 a.m. tomorrow, I have a podcast. So, yeah, I will not be going live. I'm going to change it to noon, maybe. I don't know. Noon 30. I always forget to put this to the Daily Trudge where it's supposed to go. Okay. All right. I'm done sharing. I'm a little miffed with AA. Well, not AA. There's a meeting. It's the 3 o'clock meeting that I used to go to. Was my home group, and I've kind of left. I kind of go every now and again, but somebody asked me to chair today, and or might, but now they left town. They're not answering me. Nobody from the group is answering. So I don't even know if I'm chairing. Okay, I don't even really go to this meeting. It's getting old. Nobody's answering me, so I don't know. I'm not planning on going to the meeting. So, hi Angel, good to see you. Yeah, I chair a lot of meetings. I chair at least 2 meetings a week. Okay, those are the ones that I run, and the Tuesday, Bill's Friends is gone. It saw its day. There'll be no more Tuesday meetings. I am not willing to run more than 2 meetings a week. So I can't be the only person doing AA, So yeah, none like, go to a Zoom meeting, there's 20 people in it and it's silent. And I'll be running that meeting on Sunday, and I'm going to tell you now, I'll pick on people. I'm not going to let it be quiet. I'm fine with silence. Okay? But I didn't come to the meeting to listen to you say nothing. Last meeting I was going to say, what, everybody's well? What's going on here? We're going to be in As Bill Sees It today. And then we're also going to be in the 12 by 12 page 47 on this one. This is going to be my last live on restriction. I don't know if you read the post or not, but I said after my restriction for being too awesome. Yeah, I'm too awesome. So they shut me down. Oh, it was so silly and stupid. I know exactly who it was. It was somebody's patsy, and I'm not going to let them get away with it either. No. I'm just going to give it time so they forget. See, they'll do other shit between then and now, and then they'll forget. Then they'll wonder what's going on. All right. Don't tell me I don't have patience. I have plenty of patience. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. I'm an alcoholic of sorts. I'm one of those hopeless, helpless, chronic alcoholics that you read about in the big book. Yeah, I'm one of them. I needed a new personality. I didn't change the title. That doesn't help. Here, let's change the title real quick to what it's supposed to be. See, when I don't do it when I don't do it in order, this is what happens. There we go. Now we have the right one. Personality change is what it's supposed to be. It's the roses. We got the roses here today. So, but tomorrow we're back full-fledged. I said I was going to do it at 11. I got a podcast at 11, so that ain't going to happen. So now I got to go change the time. That's all right. Nobody really responded to it anyway. Everybody's like, yeah, Dion, 11. Whatever. Whatever, Dion. It's good to hear. It has often been said of AA that we are interested only in alcoholism. That is not true. We have to get over drinking in order to stay alive. Okay? Now, we need to realize something because we tend to forget. Alcohol is not the problem. It was the solution to our problems. Alcohol's not the problem. I am. I'm the problem. Right? Aw. Come here, boys. Something about my voice, even doggies like. Aw, that's so cute. But anyone who knows the alcoholic personality by first contact knows that no true alcoholic ever stops drinking permanently without undergoing a profound personality change. Why? Because this personality wasn't working. My thought process doesn't work right. It comes up with this weird crap, and it hardly ever fits. It's like trying to jam a jigsaw puzzle, and you're gonna fucking fit, right? But what are some of the personality changes I needed to make? Well, number one, I had to start realizing I wasn't the only fucking person in this world. I had to stop playing God. I had to stop fighting everything. What I have to change? I only had to change one thing, and that was everything, right? Woo! Yeah, everything. Even the good things in me, I had to start using those correctly. I had to start using, like love. I had to start using it correctly, right? All right, we're going to get to 12 by 12, page 47 now. I need a new 12 by 12 also. I use my books a lot. All right. I can't wait till Saturday at 5. It's been a long time since I've really looked forward to a meeting. It's going to be, I don't have any expectations. I don't even know how many people are going to show up. I'm just happy it's happening. It was very selfish of me. I've not made any qualms about that. So, all right. So I always like to go back a little bit, and we're on step 4, right? And okay, we also clutch to another wonderful excuse for avoiding an inventory. Our present anxieties and troubles, we cry, are caused by the behavior of other people. People who really need a moral inventory. We firmly believe that if only they'd treat us better, we'd be all right. Therefore, we think our indignation is justified and reasonable, that our resentments are the right kind. We aren't guilty ones, they are. All right, let's kind of have fun here. I was just in a meeting and somebody was saying, I wish there was a way that I could work on these anxieties and figure out what they are so that I could. I'm like, that's the 4 steps, silly boy. Do the steps. So, all right. Oh, yeah, it's that time, huh? So I'll lose you and then you'll be back. Maybe. At this stage of the inventory proceedings, our sponsors usually come to the rescue. They can do this for they are the carriers of AA's tested experience with step 4. They comfort the melancholy, one, by first showing him that his case is not strange or different, that his character defects are probably not more numerous or worse than those of anyone else in AA. I And what that does is it starts to give people hope because, oh, I'm not the only one going through this. That's usually the big discovery, right? Oh, okay. So say, I thought it was usually a 3 o'clock thing. Yes, I know when my friends pick up their kids, I got a lot of time and I give a fuck about my friends that much. Okay. I thought it was me and I was an hour off. Okay. The sponsor promptly proves by talking freely and easily and without exhibitionism about his own defects, past and present. This calm yet realistic stock taking is immensely reassuring. The sponsor probably points out to the newcomer has some assets which could be noted along with his liabilities. This tends to clear away the morbidity and encourages balance. As soon as he begins to be more objective, the newcomer can fearlessly, rather than fearfully, look at his own defects. It's got to be, we got to be open minded. We got to be open minded coming into this program. We said we were willing to go to any length, and here we are doing this. Okay. Now, as a sponsor, it's your job, you're healed, you're recovered, man. It's okay to bring these things up. Now, I don't go walking around bringing up my story to anybody that, is talking to me. There's a time and place for these things, right? Learning what arenas and how to talk in that arena is kind of key, right? The sponsors of those who feel they need no inventory are confronted with quite another problem. Oh, I never got mad at anybody. It's the hardest one to get around. It's the hardest one to get around because this person probably usually has a very quiet demeanor. What do? Silent sulking. Yeah. Yeah, I used to think that too, but even keeping my mouth shut and bitching just to myself is just as bad. Yeah. I do that. You do that? Yeah, I do that. Oh, yeah. Or go a step further and piss them off. I'm laughing, but I ain't really kidding. A lot of sponsors end up on their sponsee's 4-step. It's not easy to be confronted. It's not easy to be the confrontor. And this, for us, this isn't a confrontation. It's a conversation. That's the difference. Well, see, I have a job and I'm being paid today, so therefore there's an expectation that I get you sober. So now I'm going to do everything I can, which means I will now step out of my lane. The when and how will disappear because I am now being selfish. This is because people who are driven by pride of self-consciously blind themselves. I can open meeting. That is not what I asked. I guess I'm running the 3 o'clock meeting. I don't mind. I'll do it. Been a while since I ran it. The problem is to help them discover a chink in their walls their ego is built, through which the light of reason can shine. That's what I was just talking about. Okay, there's lots of different ways, right? First off, they can be told that the majority of AA members have suffered severely from self-justification during their drinking days. For most of us, self-justification was a maker of excuses. Excuses, of course, for drinking and for all kinds of crazy and damaging conduct. We had made the invention of alibis a fine art. We had to drink because times were hard or times were good. We had to drink because at home we were smothered with love or got none at all. We had to drink because at work we were great success or dismal failures. We had to drink because our nation had won a war or lost peace, and so it went on ad infinitum. Now, um, if you, um, let's say you have a hard time kind of getting through the chink in their armor, then pull out the book and have them read it to you. Don't read it to them. No, no, no. I have my sponsors. I have my sponsees read. They do the reading. I've already read it. In fact, while they're reading, I'm over here in my mind going, "Yep," and this is what's next. And this is what's next. Okay, so then we're going to do this, and then I got to make sure I cover that, talk about that, because they're doing the reading. Okay, and it gives them a better chance of getting it. When you read it yourself out loud, it is different. It's different. It's kind of like driving or being the passenger in a car. It's different. Okay. So if you're having a hard time getting through them, pull out the 12 by 12. Have them read step 4 with them. And then they'll be like, and what you do is you just say, hey, or go to page 21 and you say, I'm just going to ask you to be open-minded, and if let me know if you see yourself anywhere in here. Okay, I've given them a sense of power now. They don't have any power, but I've given them the power over their own recovery. But they've got to have that open mind, or it isn't going to work, is it? We thought conditions drove us to drink, and when we tried to correct these conditions and found that we couldn't to our entire satisfaction, our drinking went out of hand and we became alcoholics. It never occurred to us we needed to change ourselves to meet these conditions, whatever they were. Oh, yay. Good. Yay, God, finding us signal. So here I am with the cart before the horse again, thinking that those people need to change to meet my conditions so I can stop drinking. You know it's not going to work. So therefore we go on with it. What a great excuse to continue to drink for us in our minds. All right? I'll drink because it's Tuesday. Doesn't matter. Was I breathing again? Oh, I better drink. But in AA, we slowly learned that something had to be done about our vengeful resentment, self-pity, and unwarranted pride. These are hard, man. The resentments are pretty clear. The self-pity and unwarranted pride is I even find myself doing it all the time, man. Making decisions based on by myself. And then I start to go through it and it isn't working. I'm like, oh, I think I know what I'm doing. And I don't. Okay, I got to call this person. Hey, are you available? I need to figure this out. I need some direction. God, can you give me some direction here? I want to make sure that I'm doing your will. Just the other day, I'm talking to God. I started my day over, right? After about 20 minutes of being awake, I started my day over. I'd already prayed and everything. I'll do it again. I'm like, God, I need different direction, man. I need you to tell me what to do today, because I'm not sure what to do. And not 3 minutes later, I get a text message. It happens to me all the time. Okay, it's me just making a decision that I want to have a better attitude today. Because when I have a bad attitude, God, life is fucking hard. So it's harder. It's already tough. But when I have a good attitude, then I can look at the solutions. So if I'm not caught up in resentment and self-pity and being angry with other people, I'll be able to see these things. Because when I'm angry, it's the number one thing going on. Doesn't matter, right? We had to see that every time we played the big shot, we turned people against us. 'Cause you had to be a big shot teacher. You had to open up your mouth. You probably don't know who that song's about, but that's okay. Lead singer of Rolling Stones, it was about his wife. And if you listen to this song, Big Shot, he's trying to sing it a Mick Jagger. He's trying to sing it like Mick Jagger. Oh, you had to be a big shot, didn't you? Billy Joel has got so much more talent than. Anyway, right? Yeah, I loved it when people called me precarious. What does precarious mean? I just know I like being called it. But why? Precarious. Precarious. Precarious means something is unstable, dangerous, or difficult and likely to get worse. Oh, fuck. No, but I know why. I know why. I liked it. Dangerous. I wanted people to think I was dangerous. I wanted people to fear me when I started drinking because I don't like you. I don't like none of you. And people have been hurting me for 14 years continuously, and now it was my turn. You know where it led me? Yeah, I got put away. You bet. That's what they do to people that commit crimes. They never caught me. Sure, I've never been to jail for a crime, but I've been in jail a lot. Never been caught for a crime. All right. Some driving. Actually, that's not true. Once I got a ticket for no insurance, and I had some weed in the car. So there's one, but I never did any jail time for that. So I did do 100 hours of community service, of which I paid somebody else to sign off for me. Never did it. Never did it. And then I got my driver's license back. It was part of the requirement of it, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. All right. We had to see to it. We had to see that we harbored grudges and planned revenge for such defeats. You bet. It still happens to me. There's sometimes my brain starts to plan revenge. Like on the person that reported my video for sexual content that wasn't true. You bet my brain wants revenge. I even said at the beginning here, I know who did it. I'm waiting. My brain says it wants to wait so that when I do something back, they won't know it's me, and then it'll make it worse. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. Nothing, most likely. I say that, but I doubt very much I'm going to follow through on anything. Now, if God gives me the chance to make it right, and it is a right arena, then yes, I will take it. But I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to force anything. Because then I'll have to make an amends to them, and I'm not willing to do that. So therefore, I better not do anything that's going to require me to make amends, because I will make the amends if I need to. So I'm not going to do stuff to put myself in a position to where I have to make amends to them. You got to be very careful right now. Look what's happening to the P. Diddy train. You think recovery is any different? No, it's happening everywhere. Everybody's finally figuring it out. Yeah. Yeah. We learned that if we were seriously disturbed, our first need was to quiet that disturbance, regardless of who or what we thought caused it. And that's where perception can fuck me up. I may not know what they have been going through. I don't know anything. Okay, this is where forgiveness is gonna need to happen. Am I really forgiving? Am I forgiving that person? No, not really. I'm forgiving the situation. I need to. It happened. I'm not going to get. There's a 95% chance The amend that I think I might deserve is not coming. No. If they haven't done this work, they're not even going to understand that they need to do it. They will feel their own justice. Sometimes you might get it back, sure. But if you expect it, you ain't going to get it. Okay? If I go into an amend situation and I'm expecting one back, I'm going to fuck up the amend. I'll just screw the whole thing up because my expectations are not what they're supposed to be. I no longer worry about your side of the street. I have to worry about mine. And it's still pretty messy. Right? Whether my mom used to tell me you can't go out and play until your room's clean. Right? Well, I can't transmit something I don't have. Same thing for me. And it's what we thought caused it. But we're going to get down to causes and conditions. What are our causes and conditions? There are triggers. There are triggers. Now you see why it's so fucking hard. Yesterday when I was reading out a big book and I said you have swallowed some hard, true chunks about yourself. Now that's a person that can stand up with courage and strength. You bet. That's why I'm looking forward to this meeting. There's going to be a lot of strength there. A lot of strength. And years and years and years and fucking years of experience. Not of sobriety, of experience. I'm going to learn so much. I can't wait. All right. To see how erratic emotions victimize us often took a long time. We could perceive them quickly in others, but only slowly in ourselves. First of all, we admit that we had many of these defects, even though such disclosures were painful and humiliating. Where other people were concerned, we had to drop the word blame from our speech and thought. This required great willingness. It required every single effort I had. Okay, I have willpower. Yeah, not for alcohol, but that's not on the table anymore. I don't need willpower. I've got willpower, but I don't necessarily always need it. But this, yes, I'm going to have to do everything that I can to cut off these faulty dependencies upon other people, upon AA or God or anybody else. These are faulty dependencies. And when you get rid of them, it frees you up for the gift. So you got to free yourself up for the gift. If you're full, you ain't going to get it. Just over here. So I had to stop blaming other people for who I am. Doesn't that just sound, I don't know, grown up? There has to come a day. There has to come a day when we stop blaming our parents and the government or whatever else for who we are. Oh, I'm this way because I'm going to tell you something. I am this way because of the way I was raised. Yes, I am. So what? So did 3 billion other people in this world. That's my perception. Right? I'm the kind of person who tends to think I'm the only fucking person in this world sometimes. Sometimes nobody even exists. It's weird. It's weird. I know it's not true, but this required great willingness to begin. But once over the first 2 or 3 high hurdles, the course ahead began to look easier, for we had started to get perspective on ourselves, which is another way of saying we were gaining humility. 4th step's probably the hardest. And if we were to take a vote, it'd probably be step 4. It's also the first action step. Yes, we pick the hardest first. It's always the hardest first. It's always the hardest first. Right? Gotta take care. Gotta take care of those ones that and you're gonna think, there's a lot of different, you're gonna go making amends to what you might think is low hanging fruit, like your mother, only to find out there was a lot more there than you fucking thought. No, family's the hardest. I thought it was. Half of them don't even want to fucking talk to me. Yeah, so how am I going to make those amends? Well, I'm willing to make them if they happen. My older brother said no. I contacted him. He knew what it was for. And he said, no, I don't want to do it. Okay. He's not required to. So what's my amends to him? I'm going to leave him the fuck alone. That's my amends. I can't do anything else until he sits down and talks with me and says, Dion, if you did this, and maybe for him, it's me changing was enough for him. I don't know. I can't make that assumption. Okay? Perception. Now, I could have made that assumption 20 years ago when I knew him better, but, he's probably a different person now, and I can't assume that. I do know that my brother has a very, very big servant's heart. That I do know. Actually, every single one of my brothers and sisters is that way. Well, on my mom's side. I don't know about my dad's side because they didn't want to get to know me. My kids are that way. Every single one of my kids goes out of their way to help other people. If there's somebody struggling on the side of the road, my kid will pull over. I will pull over. We will do something about it. We're an action family. We're also riddled with alcoholism, addiction, and mental illness. Many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Excuse me. All right. Well, if I'm going to chair a 3:00 meeting, I best go get something better put something to eat. I'm going to go have a sandwich. Just like they do in the big book. They're always eating sandwiches. Always at the deli. They're always at the deli eating sandwiches. Now, one story in there says, like, I sat down and had pot roast for dinner. No, it's always a damn sandwich. I love you. Peace out.